And welcome back to the podcast. My name is Connor Manning. With me today is my guest, Brooke Bizuna.
What's going on?
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I brought you on today just to talk about the Phoenix Suns and the success they've had this season. Is this anything that you thought would have happened?
Not to this extent. Definitely not. Uh, Once they signed Chris Paul, I expected them maybe to be like a 5 seed, something like that, because the West is stacked. Just a bunch of good teams, right? But for them to be the
Right.
second seed, almost the first seed, this is crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Chris Paul adding that veteran leadership has definitely helped out this Suns team. Has there been anyone other than Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul that stood out that you maybe didn't think would have?
Mikal Bridges for sure. He's a really good 3-and-D player. He's one of the ones. What's his name? Cameron Johnson, super good shooter, adds a lot of space to the floor. So a lot of role players been playing super well.
I see. Is there now? You said that the West is pretty stacked. Where do you see the Suns ending up this in the standings this year?
I think they'll finish as probably a 2 or 3 seed, 2 or 3 seed for sure.
So if that's the case, they'll most likely go past the first round, but then that means that they're probably facing the Lakers or the Clippers in the second round. How do you think they're going to stack up against those two teams? Because they've been at the top pretty much all season.
I think if they're playing the Clippers, they have a good chance to at least make it to Game 7. I feel if they play the Clippers, they'll make it to a Game 7. I'm not sure if they'll win the series or not. Hopefully they do. But if they play the Lakers with Anthony Davis, I don't think at this point the Suns will be able to win a series against them.
I see. Do you feel that the Suns need to do anything different, or maybe sign another person before, or try and get someone else before the deadline, just to try and bolster their roster a little bit more? Or do you feel that the Suns team that they have now is good for is what I'm trying to say is good for a good playoff run?
I think the team right now is definitely good for a decent playoff run. But signing another player would be pretty helpful. Like I've heard LaMarcus Aldridge, he's on the block right now. And I forgot where I read it, but I read somewhere that the Suns were interested in signing him, potentially if he gets bought out by the Spurs. So someone like him would definitely add to the team and help the Suns make a good playoff run.
I see. Now I got one more question for you. Has there been has there been anyone in particular that you thought would have played a little bit better but maybe hasn't reached expectations this year?
On the Suns, if I'm being completely honest, probably not. Because just in general, the level of success that they're enjoying has been like through the roof, right? Because I didn't expect this at all. The Suns are looking like maybe if they get lucky enough, they can make the conference finals, right? So I think almost everyone's been playing past like their level of expectations, to be honest.
Well, you heard it there first. Thank you so much for coming on, Brooke, and providing your insight on the Suns, and we'll see what happens to them the rest of the year.
Of course, thank you for having me.